I feel like I need to educate myself more.
That's a great attitude to have. What interests you?
I'm really curious about history and cultures.
You could start by reading books or watching documentaries.
I'm not well informed about current events.
Keeping up with the news can help with that.
I'm not sure which sources are reliable.
Look for well-established news outlets with a good reputation.
I often feel ignorant when people discuss technology.
Technology changes fast. It's hard to keep up.
How can I start learning more about it?
Online courses can be a good place to start.
I need to improve my language skills.
Practicing regularly is key.
I'm thinking about joining a language class.
That sounds like a good plan. Practice makes perfect.
I'm embarrassed about my lack of general knowledge.
Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses.
How can I start broadening my knowledge base?
Reading is a great way to learn about a wide range of topics.
I want to be more informed about world politics.
That's a complex field, but very rewarding to understand.
Where should I start?
Following international news and engaging in discussions can help.
I sometimes feel left out in conversations about science.
Science is a vast field. What part interests you most?
I'm fascinated by astronomy.
Maybe start with a basic astronomy book or an online course.
I'd like to know more about different cultures.
Traveling is one of the best ways to learn about cultures.
I can't travel much right now.
You can explore cultures through films, books, and the internet.
How can I keep up with advances in medicine?
Medical journals and seminars are great resources.
Are there any you would recommend for beginners?
The New England Journal of Medicine is quite accessible.
I feel my understanding of economics is very shallow.
Economics can be complex, but starting with the basics helps.
What basics should I focus on?
Supply and demand principles are a good starting point.
Books are a great tool for learning about the world.
Absolutely, they provide access to different perspectives.
I've learned so much about other cultures through reading.
Reading can really open your mind.
I think books are essential for education.
They are foundational to building knowledge.
How do books help with that?
They introduce complex ideas and expand vocabulary.
Reading books can reduce ignorance.
Yes, they expose us to new information and ideas.
I always feel more informed after reading a good book.
It's a good way to challenge preconceptions.
Books help us develop critical thinking skills.
How exactly do they do that?
By presenting different arguments and viewpoints.
That encourages us to think more deeply about issues.
I use books to improve my language skills.
Reading is a fantastic way to do that.
It helps me understand grammar and syntax better.
And it exposes you to a richer vocabulary.
Historical books provide insights into the past.
They make it easier to understand why societies evolved as they did.
I love learning about historical events and figures.
It can teach us lessons for today.
Science books help demystify complex concepts.
That's true. They break down topics into understandable parts.
Which books would you recommend for a beginner?
A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking is a start.
Literature opens up new worlds of imagination.
It allows us to experience life from different angles.
That's why I love reading novels and poetry.
They can transport you to another time and place.
Self-help books can guide personal growth.
They offer practical advice and strategies.
Do they really work?
Many find them motivating and helpful for making changes.
I rely on books to stay updated in my field.
Continuous learning is key in any profession.
What's your favorite book related to your work?
Thinking, Fast and Slow, by Daniel Kahneman is insightful.
People seem less informed because of their social media habits.
Yes, it's easy to get distracted by trivial content.
How can we encourage reading more informative material?
Promoting educational content online might help.
I think social media creates a false sense of knowledge.
People often share headlines without reading the full story.
That leads to a lot of misinformation spreading.
Critical reading and fact-checking are more important than ever.
Social media often prioritizes sensational news over important issues.
It's designed to capture attention, not to educate.
What can be done to change this?
We need platforms that prioritize educational and factual content.
Addiction to social media is reducing our attention spans.
That makes it harder to engage with complex information.
How can we improve our focus?
Reducing screen time and practicing concentration exercises might help.
People rely too much on social media for news.
It's not always the most reliable source.
Should we go back to traditional media?
Both sources have their place, but diversity in media consumption is key.
Social media can isolate us from diverse opinions.
It creates echo chambers where we only hear similar views.
That's really limiting our understanding of the world.
Engaging with different communities can help broaden our perspectives.